This is Kitty. Kitty is not a native English speaker. Kitty is new in learning English language. Kitty just knows about present tense. But Kitty wants to tell his tales of his previous activities and experience. One day, Kitty sees one of his friends. It is a chance for Kitty to tell his stories. So Kitty decides to get closer to his friend. When he tells his stories, Kitty's friend listens. Kitty's friend just understands, but there's something odd. Kitty's friend confused. Kitty is also confused. Kitty's friend thinks he's telling a story from the time no one knows. Whether from the future, right now, or maybe even the past. It is because Kitty only knows present tense. Kitty confuses present tense sentences that's supposed to use past tense. Do you like cats? Do you like Kitty? Are you facing the same problem as Kitty? Or maybe, are you Kitty? At one point, Kitty is at his home, laying in bed. Kitty doom scrolls, not knowing it is past his bedtime. Kitty ponders. Kitty wants to master English language. Kitty wants to improve. Kitty wants to have the ability to identify the correct past tense. And Kitty wants to be able to select the correct past tense words to use. And then, Kitty finds an interesting video on TikTok he doom scrolls at. It tells a story of a famous fable by Aesop, The Fox and the Cat.
Once, a cat and a fox were traveling together. As they went along, picking up provisions on the way, a stray mouse here, a fat chicken there, they began an argument to while away the time between bites. And as usually happens when comrades argue, the talk began to get personal.
"You think you are extremely clever, don't you?"
said the fox.
"Do you pretend to know more than I? Why, I know a whole sack full of tricks."
Well,
retorted the cat.
I admit I know one trick only, but that one, let me tell you, is worth 1,000 of yours.
Just then, close by, they heard a hunter's horn and the yelping of a pack of hounds. In an instant, the cat was up a tree, hiding among the leaves.
This is my trick.
He called to the fox.
Now let me see what yours are worth.
But the fox had so many plans for escape, he could not decide which one to try first. He dodged here and there with the hounds at his heels. He doubled on his tracks, he ran at top speed, he entered a dozen burrows, but all in vain. The hounds caught him and soon put an end to the boaster and all his tricks.
Kitty ponders. The narrator uses a new kind of tense for Kitty. When Kitty thinks about it, the narrator says, as they went along, they began an argument, said the fox, and etc. Now let me explain you something. There are two types of past tense, regular past tense and irregular past tense. The regular past tense is used for actions that happen in the past and follow a simple pattern. We just add ed to the base form of the verb. In the cat and the fox story, there are several examples of regular past tense verbs. For instance, in the sentence, well, retorted the cat, the word retorted is the simple past form of retort. Another example is, he dodged here and there with the hounds at his heels, where dodged is the simple past of dodge. We can also see, he doubled on his tracks, where doubled is the simple past of double, and he entered a dozen burrows, where entered is the simple past of enter. These verbs all follow the rule of adding ed to show that the action has already happened. However, if the verb already ends with the letter E, we only add D, such as love which become loved, or dance which become dance. There's also another rule for verbs that end with a consonant plus Y. we change the Y to I and add ed, for example, study, which becomes studied, or carry, which become carried. On the other hand, irregular past tense verbs do not follow the ed rule. Their forms change in different ways, and we must memorize them. In the same story, there are many examples of irregular verbs. For example, once a cat and a fox were traveling together, uses were the simple past of be. Another example is as they went along, where went is the simple past of go. In the sentence, they began an argument. Began is the simple past of begin. We also find, you think you are extremely clever, don't you? Said the fox. Where said is the simple past of say, and they heard a hunter's horn, where heard is the simple past of hear. Other irregular verbs include was, past of be, had, past of have, could, past form of can, ran, past of run, caught, past of catch, and put, past of put. These verbs don't use edi, but they still show that the actions already happened in the past. Some irregular past tense verbs do not change at all. They stay exactly the same in both present and past forms. This means the verb doesn't add ed and doesn't change spelling. For example, put stays put, cut stays cut, hit stays hit, and shut stays shut. These aren't the only example. There are many other examples out there outside of this video, so I encourage you to go ahead and find out. Now, what about we play a game? I will give you 3 questions with 4 options to pick on each questions, and I want you to choose the correct option. Ready? All right, here we go. Question number 1. Which sentence is written in the past tense? The correct answer is C. I went to school yesterday. The verb went is the past tense of go. It shows that the action already happened in the past, yesterday. Option A, go, is present tense. B, am going, is present continuous. And D, will go, is future tense. Question number 2. Which of the following verbs is an irregular past tense verb? The correct answer is C, went. It's the irregular past tense form of go. Irregular verbs do not follow the rule of adding ed. The other verbs, played, cleaned, worked, are all regular past tense verbs formed by adding ed. Question number 3. Choose the correct regular past tense form of the verb dance. The correct answer is be danced. Because the verb dance already ends with the letter E, we only add D to form the past tense. Dance, danced. We don't write danced because it would repeat the E unnecessarily. Congratulations for anyone who get all of them right. Do not worry if you get some wrong, for it is an opportunity for you to improve. Now, I'll give you a mission. When you meet your friend, you must tell them a story of yours using the past tense. Can you? Thank you for being all the way here.